Hello, I'm your host, Lieutenant Hans, and welcome to Thoughts and Opinions. Joining us today for our Halloween special is Tim. Tim, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Perfect. So, Tim, thanks so much for coming out here. What exactly do special effects artists, what do they do?
We make the monsters, we do the decapitations, the limb removals, the disembowelments.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty sweet. Okay. Who might be your favorite worker with makeup, to work with makeup? Favorite actor? It's okay if you don't like actors, that's fine.
I don't like actors.
I don't blame you, neither do I.
Yeah, you put me in a difficult spot, but that's the truth. They just make me really uncomfortable.
Right? But without them, most of us wouldn't be working, so more reason to hate them. So what horror movies inspired you to get in the field of, special effects, makeup, everything like that?
Oh, wow, I'd say earliest influence goes back to about 8 or 9 years old, watching creature features. So films like Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, Terror Train. As I got older, there's movies like Reanimator and Bad Taste.
Oh, that was sweet. H.P. Lovecraft and Reanimator. Yeah.
Stuart Gordon knew how to bring that stuff to life, and Brian Yuzna.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Cool stuff. What did you say, the one with the train?
Terror Train.
What's Terror Train?
It's about a group of college kids that are at a party, and they trick this like really shy, nerdy kid to go up into a bedroom. They're all doctors, and they get Jamie Lee Curtis to hide behind the bed and say, "Come to me, come to me." When he gets to the bed, it's a cadaver and all these body parts, and he freaks out, has a spiraling moment, and gets caught up in the sheets and ends up just snapping.
Huh.
Of course, it goes back to something that happened to him as a child, but he disappears from school, and now several years later, when they're graduating, he comes back for revenge. And
starts killing people?
They decide to have their graduation party on a train, and he starts knocking them off one by one.
Sounds great. Oh, yeah, it's very spooky. I don't know what that's for. Okay, what's your worst experience on set? Film set.
I guess it wouldn't be my experience. It'd be the poor girl that had a chair for 4 hours, who actually at the end of the shooting her scene, she had to go and try to take all that stuff off. And she wasn't familiar with it, and it was rather painful. So they had to cut her out of most of it, and she wouldn't let me in there because she was naked.
Oh, yeah, well, makes sense.
And, I put
That
the makeup
sounds
on her
painful.
when she was naked,
Yeah.
but to be there when she was taking it off was
It's
obviously
different, I guess.
something totally different.
Yeah, that sounds awkward. Perfect answer right there. Okay, we're going to cut real quick to a break, and when we come back, we're going to take a look at some of the awesome things that you have made.
Johnny is just like every other little boy who rides a bike. Except Johnny's not. Johnny uses BMP pedals. Pedals that last forever. So this Valentine's season, instead of buying your loved one chocolate or flowers, things that only last as long as your relationship, buy your loved one BMP pedals. Pedals that never wilt away. Brought to you by the Coalition Against Drowning. We are not responsible for any
Feels good
distress.
slasher.
That's actually what I'm getting back into.
It's been a long time for a slasher. Oh, there's so many stuff right
Oh,
there.
hey, look at that. It's that one again. And that one.
Body, okay. Oh, that one's frightening.
Ah!
I'm kidding. Okay, wow, that looks so time-consuming. I'm assuming it is time-consuming.
It is very time consuming.
Yeah.
Mostly waiting for things to dry.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Like blood and stuff?
about 80% of my job. Yeah. Lining up tubing, trying to get things to line up because you got to line up a knife and the spray.
Ugh. What
Yeah.
movie was that for? The girl in the bathtub? That was pretty creepy.
That was for the Hierophant. This guy's got psychic ability, and he believes his soulmate is a psychic. So he goes to these psychics with them not knowing who he is and what he can do. And if they're fake, he can call them out and he kills them.
Ooh, that sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah, and he's haunted by the parents
Yeah.
of his ghosts of his parents. Actually, here grandparents.
Oh, shit.
And she's accidentally killed at a birthday party.
Right.
Grandpa's a angry drunk, and he'd like to beat the kid, and Grandma goes to stop him, and he's got the knife in his hand. Of course, she cuts loose, and his hand goes nuts and cuts his throat open.
It's a family movie. That's nice.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's good
Yeah,
stuff.
borderline Disney.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, all that looks good, but the most important question is, what is the next horror slasher film you're going to be working on that we were just talking about a second ago?
Yep, my own.
Nice.
Yep.
A title, working title, or you already know what it's called?
Yeah, actually, it's called Slasher Flick.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Well, that's all we got for today. Tim, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for
really
having me.
appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you next time at Thoughts and Opinions.